What's up, everyone? Champions back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for Mingyang Zhang versus Johnny Walker, Shanghai fight card. I'm very excited for this card. This is a banger. We'll get into it. First, we got to go over the last two cards because I skipped one. So we'll be getting to those now in terms of betting and this, as well as some the other picks, of course. But I'm going to go really quick because 2-1 is just a lot. So we'll get into it. Delidzi versus Hernandez. I did pretty good on this card. I got kind of lucky because Gene Matsumoto Miles Johns was scary. That was scary close. But Matsumoto, I thought, did enough to pull it through. Julius Stoliarenko, Gabriela Fernandez. Honestly, not the worst bet because Stoliarenko almost won a decision, which is ridiculous. I can feel proud I didn't just play sub and played her like that. She was fine. Nessie parlay, CLD. I played CLD minus 3.5 as well as that. Put him in the parlay. CLD, easy work. Yeah, caught Anders bad. Nothing much there. Smith minus 3.5. One of the craziest KOs of the year. My goodness, that was nasty. Andre Philly, Christian Rodriguez. I went with Christian Rodriguez finish only. I thought there was a chance he would finish. I had another bet for like Rodriguez wins inside distance. I thought he could win by KO or he can win by sub. Didn't really get either of those. It didn't really look that good, to be honest. I was very disappointed with Christian Rodriguez, but it is what it is. Then Uros Medic, Gilbert Urbina. Medic wins by KO / decision. He won by KO. Easy work. In terms of the other UFC card, UFC 319, I got destroyed. I made two big errors with the fights I picked. One was the tough final, Alibi. I put a lot of money on Alibi, and Alibi, I was very sad the performance he put on. And to be fair, I'm going to give credit to Morales because I think that was more so Morales being like really good. The jiu-jitsu was off the charts. So you got to give him props there. So big mistake on my end, but hey, it is what it is. I always wanted to give it a chance with a guy who I believed in, Alibi, who I think is still really good. He's still gonna do good in the UFC still, but yeah, it was a terrible performance. And Kaya Sakura, this was my other like big mess up. So yeah. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had something just come up there. But anyways, I think I was talking about Alibi and also Kaya Sakura. Kaya Sakura, I thought he was winning the whole fight until he got taken down in the second round. I think the commentators were kind of over exaggerating Tim Elliott's work in round two. Like, yeah, he was landing more and stuff like that. Kaya Sakura was more hesitant. But I'm trying to remember the minute marker. But there was a time where Asakura lands a good shot on Elliott, and Elliott shoots a takedown. Like, he stunned Elliott bad there. He actually hurt him. And he stops the takedown, no problem. But then Elliott able to get another takedown, gets a sub. That was excruciating. I got the under 2.5 to hit, though, but not good. Not good. I was extremely disappointed by Kaya Sakura in this fight. It is what it is. I'm willing to take a swing like that, but like, damn, that one sucked to lose. But it is what it is. But what else? I can just go over the ones that just didn't go my way. I had money on Jared Cannonier to win against MVP. Didn't think it was a terrible bet. At least Jared Cannonier fought the fight he needed the fight to win. Just wasn't able to get takedowns rounds 1 and 2. Had takedown round 3. Able to go work around 3. Try to get the finish. He tried. Wasn't able to get it. It is what it is. Another bet I had. I can talk about Prates. I had Prates money line, but I also played Prates fight ends in round 3 or decision. Obviously didn't. Insane spinning elbow. Insane. That guy's insane. Yeah, Prates, nasty. Hits different. I had Susurkayev wins in rounds 2 and 3. Great bet. And also I had like some Susurkayev and like some disgusting parlays for the fun of it. Yeah, Susukayev's that dude. He's pretty good. Got hurt bad. I still think he's really good. What else? Oh, I had close to win a decision only. Like if it went to decision, close to win. Pretty good bet, honestly. I thought close to enough to win the fight and pretty much outworked Barboza. Barboza's done. Sad to say, but that's the truth. Another bet I had, Mikhail Seychuk to win by TKO over Jeremy Richard. Yeah, I probably should have put more on that, but whatever. Then my favorite bet hit in the night. I wish I put more on it. It's my guy, Lerone Murphy. Title shot for my guy. Insane spinning elbow. Puts Pico out. Beautiful. It was incredible. I was very proud of my guy Lerone. He's getting a title shot. Now he's fighting my other guy, Volkanovski, my favorite fighter. So I love that fight, Lerone Murphy Volkanovski. I think it's going to be incredible. I don't think it's going to be a finish. I'm just going to say that. It reminds me of I was gushing about one specific fight this year so much. And what was it? Manon Fiorot versus Valentina Shevchenko. I think it's going to be very similar to that, where it's going to be a 5-round war in like a technical battle. It's not going to be like war like, oh, they're going ham, going insane. No, I don't think that, but it's going to be a technical battle, and I would love every single second of it, like I did for Manon versus Valentina Shevchenko. So yeah, that's besides the point. We can now go over the topology on these cards just really quickly. Brundage Mechanico went with Brundage. I wasn't very confident in it at all. I was happy to be not confident. Yeah, do not play Brundage at chalk. Talked about that. Jocelyn Edwards, Priscilla Cachoeira. I mean, she KO'd her. My goodness, that was a nasty KO from Edwards. Still don't think she's that good. Talked about that. Julius Walker, Rafael Cerqueira. Did I skip over this? I might have forgot to. Oh, I did skip over it. I had a bet on fight starts round 2 for this fight. For Cerqueira versus Julius Walker. That was a great bet. I should have put more on like over 1.5 per in overs in general, but it's okay. Over 2, less of a sweat because there crazy moments that entire fight. Yeah, I don't think either of these guys are good. Like I mean, what was there to say? Julius Walker's young, to be fair, getting better, but didn't like the looks I was seeing. I think he's a little too green for the UFC right now. Just being honest. Talked about that. Lucinda, Angela Hill. Lucinda looked good. Angela Hill, the years finally got up to her. I think you can now say like she's gonna have trouble with girls like up in the rankings for sure now. And it's like she's gotta be a gatekeeper to the division. She doesn't have the same speed anymore. It sucks. She can still beat girls, but yeah. Steve Erceg beating Ode Osborne. Steve Erceg looked good besides round 1 when Erceg started fighting the fight he should have been fighting where he's grappling. My goodness, he almost got submission, but should have done that in first place, not just striking because Manny got hurt. Oh my goodness, Steve Erceg still really good, but my goodness. And then Fluffy Hernandez beating Roman Dolidze. This was my favorite hate watch of all time. I don't like Roman Dolidze, just being honest. I love me some Fluffy Hernandez, and man, Fluffy put it on him. It was great to watch. It made me very happy. Next card, going through these ones. Talk about that one. Dione Barboza, Karine Silva. I went with Barboza. I mean, she could have won. It was close. I don't think picking her was a bad idea. I'm just going to say that. Shout out to Dione. Alexander Hernandez, Chase Hooper. I'm happy I didn't bet Chase Hooper. My goodness. I know a lot of people were doing that that week. Yeah, luckily I did not fall for that trap. Hernandez nuked him. I didn't like the wrestling. Chase Hooper brought him into play. I didn't like the striking either. I mean, the striking was all right, but it should not be his forte. It should be the grappling. Yeah, the movement of Alexander Hernandez really exposed it. Lupe Godinez, Jessica Andrade. I went with Godinez decision. I gotta say, I thought Lupe looked incredible this fight until her cardio gave out, which was not a great look. But man, Lupe was lighting up Jessica Andrade in rounds 1 and 2. I was so impressed. Like, okay, it's coming together now for Lupita Godinez. I love it. Was a great look in my opinion. Talked about this one. Talked about it. And Dricus Du Plessis to beat Hamza Chimaev. I wasn't very confident. I outright said like I was like confident Dricus Du Plessis for a while before, but the more and more this fight kept coming closer, I was like, well, how can anyone be confident in this fight? And I felt rightfully so. Like, how can anyone have been confident? Even though like Boris absolutely dominated. Still, it was scary. Like I thought it was like scary. There were scary moments towards the end of the fight with like the stand-ups and stuff like that. And Drake is doing meme stuff. He almost got a meme win. Um, and like the cardio was an unknown. I still think it's an unknown because Jerkis didn't really make him work, which really surprised me, to be honest. But I guess he was keeping safe early on in the fight, and then as the fight went on, just Hamzat knew what to do next. So, yep, that's it for that. We can get into this Chinese card, UFC Shanghai. So, let us get into it. Yeah. For this first fight, we got DR. I don't know how to say this guy's last name. Nurgozai, I think. And then Uran Saltybaliev. I'm going Saltybaliev, but man, don't play this fight. Like, I don't bet this fight. Both these guys are terrible. I think DR is garble. I really do think he's bad. I think Uran's gonna bring out volume and win like that, but like I will say, like this guy Uran gets hurt. Like he gets hurt. It's hard to trust him because DR can just randomly just meme him. At least DR made weight this time, so there is that. So like maybe he doesn't look as bad. Like UFC jitters. Like I stay away. Like I am not any sort of interested in this fight, like betting wise. I mean, I guess the line has come down. Like I can understand betting DR at like closer odds. He does hit hard, but still, I don't think he's that good. Maybe something like a 6-strike bet on Uran will probably be all right because I do trust him to throw more because DR just doesn't throw that much. Maybe DR can get wrestling in. Like, Uran is just not good, but I'm still picking him because I really do think DR is just not good. I was not impressed by his performance in the Dana White Contender Series where it's like he looked like he was staring most of the time. And then against Brenton Ibero, who I rate so lowly, just awful. He looked awful. And the tick was ridiculous. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm not even that confident Uran Saltybaliev to even win here, which kind of says a lot because of my opinion of DR. Uran's not that great, but I think he'll just put out more volume and win. Long Zhao versus Su Young-Yu. I'm excited for this fight. Give me Long Zhao. I love this guy, Long Zhao. If you've heard me talk about this guy, you know how much I love this guy. I think he's got good grappling defense, which is good for a guy like Su Young-Yu who's gonna try and grapple. I think it's levels apart on the feet. I think Long Zhao is a lot better. I think he's got crazy pace, and I think he's gonna pace Su Young-Yu and get him out of there late. I mean, it could be early even, to be honest with you, but I think he'll be late. I can give some respect to Su Young-Yu. I think Long Zhao is gonna pace this guy. I love him here. I think he's just a much better striker, and he's really gonna put a hurting on Su Young-Yu. I love him here. I have him bet. I think Long Zhao is a good bet. Is anything underdog odds, I think you'll be good. And I think the KO is a good look as well. Yijia versus Weston Wilson. Excited for this one. Weston Wilson. Give me Yijia, and I'm going to go round 1 KO. I'm going to go KO instead of submission. You know, Yijia kind of more of a submission guy. I think he can hurt Weston Wilson on the feet. I think he can get ground and pound. I think he's just all-around better fighter. Jiu-jitsu-wise, I think he's just way better. He's fighting way better competition. Who? Gabriel Santos. Really good fighter. Kaiwan Lee. I mean, these are the road to UFC guys who are not as good. And then Zhang. Oh my god, I cannot say his name. Zhang Young Lee. Why? I do like me some Korean Tiger. Even though he's been disappointing me, but it's okay. It's okay. And at the end of the day, I think it's a levels fight. There's a reason why they want Yijia to get a win here. I think he's gonna get a win pretty easily. I think the KO line's an interesting look at this fight. Because like the line is pretty ridiculous. Or you can play how fight ends, like fight ends by KO. That's kind of ridiculous. Why would you not play that? Wait, yeah, fight ends by KO is plus 270. Yijia wins by KO plus 240. Make it make sense. Like, I'll just play that instead. Just looking at that instead. Or what's even fight ends by sub? It's probably nasty. Minus 195. No thanks. Yeah, Ija, all day, every day. I think he's gonna dust Weston Wilson. Michel Pereira versus Kyle Dawkins. I can't lie. I wanted to say Kyle Dawkins, but the more I thought about it, I have to go Pereira. I have to give a shout out to Sparring with Reality. I saw his Twitter post on this fight. He's picking like Michel Pereira, like betting Michel Pereira like finish. And like how he laid it out is like, damn, I can't even dispute this because Kyle Dawkins, yeah, he's been getting wins on the regional scene. It's not good, guys. That's just the sad truth about it. Yes, he can absolutely win, especially Michel Pereira shows up like he did last time against Abus Magomedov. I'm not telling you to bet this fight. I personally advise not to bet this fight. And if you do bet anything on this fight, let it be live and let it be after round 1. See how the fight goes. And honestly, probably Kyle Dawkins be the only side to bet. And I think it's Kyle Dawkins or pass betting wise. Kyle Dawkins can win. I think he knows the path here is probably just to lean on Pereira and make him tired. But I do think that athleticism difference is scary. It's very scary. And like Pereira probably, if Pereira's any sort of the guy he was before this, he should knock out Kyle Dawkins. He should. But I will say, like, I Kyle Dawkins is determined now. Like I've never, like, he's not never. I don't not that. That's a weird way of phrasing it. But like, he wants to be back in the UFC so bad, and he like wants this so bad. Which I mean, looking at how Michel Pereira has been fighting, I'm not sure if he wants this. But it's possible he could drop Dawkins round 1, and if he drops Dawkins round 1, those odds will climb up. And if Dawkins is still there, he can push a pace. I think he can possibly push a pace on Michel, and you can get those live odds at a much better price. I don't hate the look. It's Dawkins or pass. No thanks for me. I'm gonna go with Michel Pereira round 1 KO, but I'm not even that confident in this. If Michel even is the same guy anymore as he was in the past, like he seems like broken to me. Rong Zhu versus Austin Hubbard. Give me Rong Zhu. Give me by KO. I'm calling for Rong Zhu to take Austin Hubbard's head off. I love the developments Rong Zhu's been making in CKB. I think he's become a lot better of a fighter. Hubbard, I just don't rate that much. I think what are the odds on Rong Zhu finish only? Because I think that's probably just a free roll. Because Hubbard just doesn't hurt people. He doesn't. Here we go. Rong Zhu finish only. Where are you at? Minus 250. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? All day. Give me that. I think Rong Zhu's 100% live to finish him. Only way Austin Hubbard could finish, probably submission, but I think Rong Zhu will be fine. I think Rong Zhu's gonna piece up Austin Hubbard on the feet bad. I think he can keep it on the feet as well. I trust the CKB training. Hubbard is good at making fights close. I get it, but I mean he can get hit. And I think Rong Zhu hits a lot different than some of the guys that Austin Hubbard's been fighting. So I think there's that to mention. I think it's a setup fight. I think they want Rong Zhu to succeed. So I think Rong Zhu inside the distance kind of thing is also a good look. The minus 3.5 spread, maybe not, because if he finishes, yeah, but you would want more value on that. The money line I think is fine too. Rong Zhu 2-3. It could happen in round 1 though. I'm not gonna lie, it could happen in round 1. But there's value in these odds, absolutely. So yeah, I think Rong Zhu's absolutely live to finish Austin Hubbard, who doesn't really get finished off. Loner Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson. Great fight. I love this fight. I'm gonna go Loner Kavanaugh. I'm gonna go decision. But I'll tell you what, there's value in the under. Like Loner can crack, Charles Johnson can crack, and I think I can trust Charles Johnson's chin a good amount. Although Loner hits different, so there's that to consider. Loner Kavanaugh's chin is not trustworthy. It isn't. That's just the truth. I think I'm not interested in betting this fight. I think this is a big step up. I think it's gonna play out close if we go the distance. I think Loner's too clean. It's gonna be like that, but I really do think it could get dicey. It's probably dog or pass. Otherwise, I think the under is a good look, like I said. But man, it's just gonna be a great fight. I think Loner does win. I think the speed is gonna be everything. Although the length of Charles Johnson, it could play a big factor, like those kicks he has and boxing at distance. But yeah, still give me Loner Kavanaugh, but not confident that. Mahashate versus Gage Young. Give me Mahashate. I'm not super confident in this, but I'm gonna go round 1 KO. I think unders are not a bad look for this. And I'm saying a lot of unders for this card. I'm usually not the guy who's saying like unders and stuff like that. I'm not that guy. So like I just think it's kind of a violent card. Mahashate. It's like a truck. He's much bigger than Gage Young. I think Gage Young is pretty green, to be honest with you. It's possible Gage Young could wrestle Mahashate. Mahashate has a chance to get up to. I think Mahashate's not been looking the greatest, but he's still young. He's paying his dues. He's getting better. I think he went to a new team for this camp, which I think is probably pretty good for him. Don't quote me on that. I'm not ultra confident in this. I'm not like I taped this too much, to be honest. I'm really not sure what to make of this fight. Gage Young possibly could wrestle Mahashate, but I think Mahashate can nuke him on the feet. I think the distance management's going to be key. Keep the distance. Gage Young has to close the distance, and then Mahashate snipe him. Kind of similar to how Steve Garcia got sniped from Mahashate. I think that's live to happen here. But I'm not super confident in this fight personally. But maybe I change my mind and I get some sort of Mahashate play or an under. Because I think an under is super live here for both sides. Because Mahashate is hittable, absolutely. And Gage Young can get hit as well. So, yeah, Mahashate. Give me Mahashate, but I'm not confident. Oh my god, I don't know how to say this guy's name. No. Nuraji. I'm just going to go Nuraji versus Kiefer Crosby. Give me Nuraji round 1 KO, but please do not bet this guy. I'll tell you what. Bet under instead of just betting this guy. Because if this guy wins, it's probably going to go under anyway. Kiefer Crosby can crack. And this guy's defense is not good from what I've seen. And he's not been fighting, great fighters by any means, in my opinion. Kiefer Crosby now as of gym. He's at Extreme Couture. He's finally as a coach, apparently. So I actually could make a difference. I think Kiefer's a live underdog here, if I'm being honest with you. I do think he's going to be able to land on Nuraji. But at the same time, I think it's just going to be a lot coming back at Kiefer Crosby. And I don't trust his gas tank. I think he can drown him pretty quickly. But I don't want anything to do with this fight personally. No thanks. I'm okay personally. It's probably dog or pass though at this line. This line's pretty nasty at this point. So Kiefer Crosby is live for an upset. You could absolutely KO him early. And what are the odds on that? I bet you those are amazing odds. Like 1-2 KO Kiefer Crosby. Plus 850. That's not bad. That's not bad for a fight where both guys are just gonna be landing. Don't hate that at all. Sumo Darji versus Kevin Borjas. This is my favorite spot of the card. I love Sumo Darji here. You know what? I want to go KO round 2. Might be bold, but it could go decision. But I love Su here. I think he's going to absolutely piece up Borjas. Why do I think he's going to piece up Borjas? Range management. I think Su is just going to keep the range. How he's going to keep the range? Leg kicks. Oh my goodness. Kevin Borjas does not know how to check a leg kick for life. It'll be the first time if he does it in this fight. His legs are going to get chewed up. And because his legs are going to get chewed up, he's not going to be able to close the distance like he needs to against Su. And unlike against Lazy Boy, his Borjas' last opponent, who, by the way, I don't think he's very good at all. I was on Borjas there, and it paid me because I had Borjas by KO instead of moneyline. Oh, that's on me. I like Borjas. I'm a Borjas truther, but I think this is a terrible matchup for him. The feints to Sumo Darji, I think is going to keep Borjas guessing, and he's not going to be able to want to come in as much as well. Because of that, Su's going to pick him apart, I think. He's just a much better striker. He's fought the much better competition. I'll even say this. I think he's the better grappler here. I don't think Kevin Borjas' grappling is good at all. Sue has made improvements. We can see that in this Charles Johnson fight. Like at the very least. Like he had a nice submission attempt there. That's better than anything I've seen from Kevin Borjas. So even if Kevin Borjas maybe stings Sue on the feet and Sue falls down, forced to grapple, I think he can have success with that. I love that he's still doing camps with Team Alpha Male with Song Yadong out there. Love that. I think he's just going to keep getting better. He looks in great shape for this fight. He's got a reach and size advantage here as well. I think it's going to play a huge role here as well. I think Sue's going to piece Borjas up. I think the ITD is an interesting look. I'm not crazy about necessarily playing it. I played the money line. And I think the money line is probably pretty good. I'll tell you what though, if you're gonna play Sue like finish, don't play KO. Play ITD. I think he's live to get a submission here. I do think a submission is like not out of the question. There's crazy odds on that. So if you want to play that, be my guest. It would probably be more like a club and sub than anything else. Like he hurts Borjas and then comes down and gets a submission. So I would just suggest if you're gonna play if you are gonna play Sumodarji ITD or finish, play the ITD, cover both submission and KO. It's not that much of a difference in price if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. You're still getting good value. Give me Sumodarji to win this fight. Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Please, Pavlovich, I beg of you, get rid of this man for me. I love Pavlovich here. I think Pav is just gonna. He can win multiple ways. He can win by wrestling Waldo Cortez Acosta, absolutely. He can win by nuking Waldo Cortez Acosta. Or he can win by landing the better shots on the feet than Waldo Cortez Acosta. Because Waldo Cortez Acosta has some of the most meaningless volume I have ever seen. It's terrible. It's just pop, 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 pop. But they're not. It's nothing shots. It's nothing. Pavlovich, if he lands something, he's got the big reach advantage, which Waldo's definitely not used to. I think he can absolutely catch Waldo, like, being unexpected, because Pavlovich is a long guy with long arms. Gorilla. I think Pavlovich is going to knock this dude out, and I need this in my life. I need Pavlovich to do this. Make me happy. Make me proud. Come on, Pavlovich. Let's go. Yeah. And I will say this, like, Waldo Cortez Acosta, he can move well, but I have to say, Pavlovich's previous opponents, I think, are just all better than Waldo Cortez Acosta. He was able to land on Aspinall. Says a lot. Volkov is a much different matchup, way longer, like, way better at keeping his distance than Waldo, in my opinion. And Biggie Boy, which I don't think is super different from Waldo, probably, like, not as fast, but I think he's just a much better, cleaner striker. He's very good defensively as well. I think Pavlovich is going to be able to find the mark on Waldo Cortez Acosta and get him out of there. Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm going to have a hot take. I'm going to go Brian Ortega finish. I know I saw him at weigh-ins. I know he looked awful. I get it. I absolutely get it. And I have a bet on Ortega. I can't cash out of it now. I'm betting me on tips. It is what it is. I'm not going to necessarily suggest betting on Ortega. I'm going to tell you not to bet on Aljamain Sterling, though. And let me explain why. I heard this great, interesting stat from Dravi, so shout out to him. Aljamain Sterling's not been put in submission since 2014 against Cody Gibson. That's interesting. And I know you can say, like, oh, he's just so good at keeping positions, but I think T-City's kind of a different level. That you can get a submission attempt. You can find a submission attempt in Aljo. Aljo can leave his neck open. Or this is a 5-round fight as well. I have to also say that it's a 5-round fight as well. It gives more time for Ortega BS. Like, I'm just gonna say it outright. It gives more time for that. If it's a 3-round fight, Aljo probably wins without any problems. But a 5-rounder, Ortega can pull something out of his hat, just make things happen. I'm not sure what kind of approach Aljo's even gonna take for this fight. Is he gonna be full-time wrestling? Is he gonna be full-time striking? Is he gonna mix it in? It could be all of those. Like, I really don't know what Aljo's approach is going to be to this fight. I think on the feet, T City can sting Aljo bad. I absolutely do, which is why I put KO. But I think on the ground he could find a submission. I don't think Aljo's gonna have an easy time trying to put those positions he normally gets on dudes on the ground. Um, Another thing, I did say like after the Diego Lopez fight, it's like I really have a question about Ortega's like, does he care anymore? And those are genuine questions, and I get like people questioning that after the weight miss. Now it's a catch weight fight, but what I do like seeing from Ortega, he's going out of his comfort zone, going to see those Philly guys, training with Sean Brady. I love that. I love that, and tells me he's still in the game. He got a new coach, training his boxing, training his conditioning more and more and more. I think those are good things to have for this fight in this camp. I think T City is a live underdog. I get it. He looked awful in the scales. It's hard to back. If you're probably gonna back T City, you're probably better off betting him live, because after like round one, he's probably not gonna win round one. He's probably not gonna win round two, but round three on, he can maybe make some noise. He could maybe get a knockout early, but probably unlikely. But I'm just saying. Like I don't know. T City just has a thing about pulling out some BS. Before the Yair fight, the second Yair fight, he just hurts his foot bad, and he just can't walk for that round one, and he still somehow finds a way to win the fight. I know it's Yair. I know Yair's takedown defense is not good. He finds a way, man. So, you know what? I'm just gonna go Ortega. I'm not ultra confident in this by any means, but I do have a bet on it. I do think he's a live underdog. Yeah, give me T City. Johnny Walker versus Mingyang Zhang. I mean, what's there to say? Mingyang Zhang. I'm gonna be a little contrarian. I'm gonna go KO round 2. Still early. Only reason I'm saying that is because maybe Walker is gonna try and be more careful because he knows Zhang hits different. Zhang's gonna come at him though. But maybe Zhang saves himself a little more for a 5-rounder. So that's why I'm going with that. It's nothing crazy. Like I'm not ultra confident like this fight even gets out of round 1, but if I had to bet anything, it'd be like similar how I played the Smith fight, where I bet Zhang by any method except round 1, and like Anthony Smith money line. Like that was how I played it. Almost got there, but yeah, I get it. I get not liking it because Johnny Walker's chin is dust, and it is. It absolutely is. The defense isn't good either. Walker's a live underdog. I will tell you that though. Grappling success is probably possible. So there's that. But ultimately, I think they're putting this fight on for a reason. They want Mingyang Zhang to get a highlight reel KO. Mingyang Zhang, give it to me all day. But I'm not looking to really bet him unless it's going to be like how I did the Anthony Smith fight, where it's like round 2, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, nothing else. Just like not round 1, basically. So we're now going to get into more significant strikes, more takedowns. Who I think is going to get more 6 strikes, more takedowns, etc. For this fight, Uran more 6 strikes. DR probably more takedowns, I guess. But like I don't know. More 6 strikes, Uran though. Su Young-yu, Long Zhao, more takedowns. Su Young-yu, he's going to be the one going for them. More significant strikes, Long Zhao. He's going to be pushing a pace on Su Young-yu. Yijia, Wilson, probably more takedowns and more significant strikes. Yijia, don't expect Wilson to really offer much to the table. Michel Pereira, Kyle Dawkins, interesting one. More takedowns, probably Kyle Dawkins. More 6 strikes. It depends on the fight you're expecting. If it's a quick fight, Pereira. If it's a long fight, honestly, maybe Dawkins. Rongju, Austin Hubbard, more takedowns. I don't think Rongju's gonna be going for any. Then more significant strikes, definitely Rongju. I think he's gonna be landing a bunch on Austin Hubbard. Lona Kavanaugh, Charles Johnson. It's an interesting one. More takedowns, probably Loner. I don't think Charles Johnson's gonna be going for any. But more 6 strikes, I think it can go either way. Not confident in that at all. Mahashate, Gage Young. It's another one I'm not confident on. Gage Young, probably more takedowns, but more 6 strikes. It could probably go either way. Nuraji versus Kiefer Crosby. More 6 strikes, probably Nuraji. He just throws a bunch. Gust to the wind, no problem. Let's go. More takedowns, I guess Kiefer, but like his submission game's terrible. So no, I don't do takedowns in this fight, in my opinion. Sumo Darji, Kevin Borjas, more takedowns, Sumo Darji. I like that a lot. More 6 strikes. I think Sumo Darji as well. I think he's going to have Borjas freeze and just not know what to do. Pavlovich, Waldo Cortez Acosta, more takedowns. Sergey Pavlovich, for sure. I don't think Waldo's going to be going for any takedowns. And more 6 strikes. I'm going to go Pavlovich. I think he can absolutely nuke Waldo. But I can understand going on Waldo just because pitter patter, nothing shots still count as 6 strikes, I guess. So, Brian Ortega, Aljamain Sterling, more takedowns. Aljo. I don't think Brian's gonna be shooting for any takedowns. More 6 strikes. I didn't go either way. Especially if Brian Ortega gets going late. But I guess I'm gonna go Aljo. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the 6 strike one. Either side. And for the main event, more takedowns, Johnny Walker. I'd be surprised if Mingyang Zhang goes for any takedowns. Why would you do that? And then more significant strikes, probably Mingyang Zhang. He's gonna be trying to land the big shots. That's what he does. So yeah, those are my picks for UFC Shanghai. You can check me out at BetMe.Tips, Champ Bets, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have a great one. We have a card next week, UFC Paris. Very excited for that card. This card with that card back to back. We are eating. Super excited for Imava versus Kyle. We will be there. Thank you all for watching. Have a great one. Oops. Yeah. Have a great one.